it initially starts out in Aries. So what you're going to be thinking about is how you can change your immediate environment right now to meet your needs. Your mindset is going to be on that place where you're just taking a look at your environment and you're saying, you know what, this is what I deeply desire from it. And more importantly, you're going to be able to be very, very clear and decisive about what you don't like about your environment, what you don't like about your options, where you don't like about what you feel. And you're going to be that kid that wants to get it at all costs. You know, it's just, I want to make the changes. I want to make them now because I feel this immediate desire to have this fulfilled. That is going to be where you start out. Then Mercury drops into Taurus from about April 5th until the end of the month. And at this point, you have a broader spectrum. You start to reflect. You start to really align. So what I think is something doesn't feel good initially right now. And so what you're going to then reassess when the Mercury drops into Taurus is, I really want what I want. But you don't want something that's necessarily as immediate initially. Like you just, at first you just don't like something and you just want to make a change and you want it to be dramatic and you want it to be, there's a sense that you want to end something or you want something right now. You know, there's that need that I'm going to do it at all costs and I don't care, consider the consequences. By the time that Mercury drops into Taurus, it's going to be this like, well, I want that. I really, really have identified it. I've really aligned myself with what I deeply want. And I know that now. But I've got to pull this back and take a look at things. Because as planets start to drop into retrograde, your energy picks it up. And there's a sense to be very, very reflective and to open your mind up to possibilities and to take a look at everything on a very grand scale. Your ruler, and I think the reason why you're so intuitive at this point is because your ruler then drops into retrograde in Taurus. This happens on about the 28th until about May 22nd for you. So this goes back to really honing you on what you've desired, the consequences of pursuing what you desired, what your wants were, what your needs were, how you valued them, how you value yourself. I mean, you're taking a look at all of this, and it's very, very reflective. There's a lot going on other than that just immediate desire for that immediate result. So Mercury in Aries is going to square off with Pluto until about the 4th. So what this says to me is that you're hesitating. You're hesitating on taking the next steps. They seem fast, they seem quick, they seem too immediate for you. Although you need to make these changes and you know it and you're feeling very deeply aligned with them. There's a sense of fear and that you're hesitant. Or for some of you, you could be very impatient. You could see the consequence before it and you don't even want to go there because there's a sense of fear generated. I feel that there's a sense of fear generated with the risk that you need to take. Even though, and I believe that for some of you, you're expanding the energy that's associated with taking the risk. It's like you're seeing the risk bigger than it is, I think, for some of you. When Mercury drops into Taurus and it trines Pluto, I think that that's when we start to stabilize the energy. It starts to be more about taking a look at it from all angles. You're going to broaden your perspective. So initially you're going to want to take this risk. There's going to be that immediate need, but there's this fear. Then it starts to drop into, okay, I'm feeling not good about that. I'm hesitating. Why am I hesitating? And then there's a sense of following through in the mindset, but in a more decisive manner, in that scale of mind where it's not about the immediate need. It's more about long-term commitment to making that change or that mindset or taking that risk. And so you're going to want to think it through, research it a little bit more, stabilize the energy before you commit to taking that risk. With Mercury in retrograde, that is a point to slow down, take a look, relax a little bit, reflect, reconsider, postpone some of your mindsets because you're not caught up in the immediate desire, even though for many of you, there is still that Sun and Aries energy that does make you want that. I think you're kind of going to be internally tore a little bit in that energy. So the new moon is going to be all about making this change, this change. And for some of you, there's a sense that you don't need to do it right now. You're aligned with it. You know what you want, but with Mercury and Taurus not being aspected at all during this new moon, there's a sense that you're tending to the soil before you're planting your seed. You're not actually planting your seed just yet. You're really researching out, if I plant the seed in this soil, it's going to take this kind of soil with this sort of moisture level. So you might have to hire somebody to build an irrigation system because you don't have the time to be there. Then you're going to consider looking at, like, I don't know, Angie's List or something like that for that, that perfect person so this all takes time. When you start to formulate a plan, it takes time. And so I believe that some of you want something deeply, but you understand and respect that you have to postpone the energy right now and take your time in it. The full moon, the cumulative energy for you, is going to be in your mind. It's going to be in your thoughts, the way that you're viewing this. So this isn't about, I think what you're trying to do is to merge your immediate environment, your needs, your wants, your desires at this exact moment. And you're going to want to merge them with the fact that I know that I need to take my time because my ruler is hesitating. I'm hesitating. I'm feeling hesitation from the universe. I'm feeling it's not the right timing. So I believe that some of you are caught up in this timing feeling. For some of you, your relationships are going to be the most healing sources. They're going to provide you with a lot of comfort. They're going to provide you with somebody to talk to that really, really gets where you're at right now. And I believe that really opens your perspectives, especially when you start to talk through energy. It's amazing what comes out of a feeling that's not bottled up, a feeling of a reflection. So for some of you, I feel like there's a lot going on in the home and family still. In the month of April, I believe that with Saturn in retrograde and Mars going to be in retrograde, there's a sense of hesitating, slowing down, focusing on the family, focusing on the needs and the desires of everybody, the wants, the expectations. Can I do it? You're formulating a plan in this energy to me. This does not feel very action oriented for me. And I believe that some of you are not going to take that risk. There is a fear associated with it. There's a hesitation. I believe that there's a stop sign for a reason, and I believe that your mind is so elevated and your belief system is so in tune right now that I believe that many of you understand I'm hesitating for a reason. I don't feel like the energy is moving me forward. I have the belief system that I'm looking at the signs from the universe, and this isn't the time. And I believe that, for some of you, an authority figure in your life could want you to make these decisions, or a masculine energy, or somebody that considers themselves in the authority of your life is going to start to want to push you. But I just deeply believe that you are in tune enough to know that this is not the right time for some of you that have that cumulative energy of just saying no at this point. You're just going to dial it back a little bit and reflect. Other Virgo energy to be mindful of this month is Jupiter is going to be in Virgo, which is in retrograde. And it is involved in a mutable T-square that's going to be lasting for the entire month. So this is about the reality of your situation. This is about setting up routines. This is about attending to the details. This is about the reality versus what you're idealizing. And so for some of you that are very, very intuitive in energy, even though Mercury is not in Virgo, your ruler, Jupiter is in Virgo, and so you're going to feel this sense of expansion of, like, if you're pushing too hard, then you're going to feel like you're mentally expanding too fast, or you're going to feel like, everything is moving in the wrong direction. There's going to be a feeling of a loss of control for some of you. And I do believe that definitely that Virgos do like to control their environment, only because you really, really like to stay away from things that could possibly impact you in a negative way, because you're so highly sensitive to energy. So just be mindful of the fact that we have to set boundaries, set standards, and we have to relax, rejuvenate, reflect in this energy. We've got Pluto in retrograde, we've got Mars in retrograde, we've got Jupiter in retrograde, we've got Saturn in retrograde, and Mercury in retrograde all this month. So for you, just be mindful of the fact and allow your elevated thinking enough, be clear enough to accept the fact that this is not that initially that move forward energy, but it is reassessing you and realigning you. More importantly, it's realigning you with what you deeply desire at this point on a very simplistic level, but you want to move forward decisively, and that can be very confusing in this energy and this mutable T-square. Anyhow, guys, thank you